Hello, and welcome to Rallying the Forge. I'm your host, Sol. Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Rallying the Forge. This is exciting. We have some Set 4 spoilers for the Shadows over Solus set, and you can see the first one up here. This was released during the SolForge Dragon Limited event that they had. Quite fitting, as it's a dragon, of course. This is the Elder Scorchwyrm, of course. That is the main boss of the second campaign that we, back in October, we went through, grinded out the campaign, and you played various factions, and the faction that got the most points ends up getting to decide the fate of the Scorchwyrm. And of course there is a whole backstory with that we've covered in previous videos, but the options were to make it a creature or an exalt, and the Scorchwyrm was saved and made into a creature. So you can see the 3 levels here of the Elder Scorchwyrm. It's a decent body. It's not anything amazing, but as it kills things, it gets bigger and bigger with its health, at least. So it'll help it with its survivability. Also, when you play creatures adjacent to it, it will blast. Blast is a new keyword in SolForge Fusion for players, for cards that we have. It was a mechanic in the campaign, so if you've done the campaign, you're probably familiar with it. So what it does is it does however much damage the blast says, so 1, 2, and 3 in this case. It will do it to either the creature across from it, or if there's no creature, it'll go to the player. This is it's kind of like Spiky on a creature. A little different. Spiky doesn't go to the player. It only happens right before combat. But this happens when you play a creature adjacent to it. So you can replace creatures and it keeps proccing. You could potentially eliminate a threat or do damage to the player. So very cool. It's another dragon. Dragons are always very cool. This card is a rare. It doesn't have the set symbol or rarity symbol on it. They had some of these spoilers released without the symbols on them for some reason. So it is what it is. I didn't mention at the start of this, though, we do have 4 spoilers to go through. We have this one and 3 more. We have a common card and 2 legendaries. So we have a lot more coming over the next 3 to 4 weeks, I guess, is the timeline, it looks like. So different content creators will be able to release different spoilers. Who and when and where and all that. We're just going to have to pay attention. They do have a spoilers channel in the Discord. So if you want to get the latest on all that, join the Discord. Get down to the spoilers chat for Set 4 and enjoy what people are putting up in there. So I'm just going over what other people have released here and just putting into a video for people to watch. I will do this with all of the spoilers. I'll do maybe a weekly video or something, gathering all the images up and just hashing through them all together. So we have the Elder Scorchwyrm here. The next one is going to be our common. You can see the set symbol on this one here. It's common. It looks like it's a common modifier, so marching is a new modifier. It's nothing terribly special, but obviously it does affect the stat lines of creatures. We do not know what the exact breakdown is. People are speculating in the spoilers channel. but I don't think it's been officially put out what the stat line changes are. I'm sure someone will figure it out once they see more cards. But the cool thing about this is it's a big body. It's a Loyan as well. The other one was Utera. But it's a robot warrior. Those are two creature types that probably for a Loyan have some of the highest amounts of synergy between sets 1 and 3. So hopefully we'll see more synergistic things for a Loyan. They need more help, although they just won a big event. But nonetheless, it's a nice combination to have. You can go robots, you can go warriors with it. There's a lot of good cards. Hopefully that'll be able to be paired with something like this. But this is a good body. Either it's a big threat on the board that your opponent needs to answer, or even as an underdrop, in cycles 2, 3, and 4, it has enough attack that it can take out big threats later in the match. You don't necessarily have to throw it down early if you don't need to. So it's definitely a fun-looking card. Doesn't appear to have any text or abilities with it. So Soldier is probably just a basic creature in this set. Remember, set 4 also spoiled in the article that they put out. There's over 5,500 new cards. There are no reprints of any prior cards. These are 5,500 new cards, never before seen. So it's exciting. And this is the first common we got to see. We got to see a rare, and now we have 2 more legendaries. So the first one I'm going to show you here, Terrantis. Again, missing its symbol, but it is a legendary. And looking at its stats right here, 4/6, 6/8, 8/12. They are a little low, but there's a reason for that. It's because their ability is when you play a spell, put an energy counter on this. Activate. Remove all energy counters from this. If you removed 1 or more, this gets +2 attack. If you remove 2 or more, it gets +2 health. If you remove 3 or more, all of your other creatures get +2/+2. So basically it has like a ferocious roar built into it. If you remove 3 counters, you get all 3 effects. If you remove 2 counters, you get the ones for the 1 and 2. If you remove 4 or more, it's still just the 3 abilities there. The creature type is Beast Plant. So Beasts are a big synergy with Utera, plants as well. But there's not a lot of cards for plant decks, or hasn't been. But there definitely has been for some beastly beast decks. So that's kind of interesting. So in theory, if you can get this thing to go off at least once, it could be a 6/8 body at level 1, a 9/11 at level 2, and a 13/17 at cycle 3. Or level 3 rather, sorry. So obviously, to get value out of this card, you need to be able to at least activate it once. And so playing spells, so you'll be wanting to look for potentially spell slinging type decks with this, where you get a lot of free spells potentially, or more or less a lot of free spell plays, because when you drop it, either it needs to be in a very advantageous position. You can't just throw it out there on an empty board and think that your opponent's not going to take it out immediately. It's just too dangerous to let that sit there and then go get the counters on it, grow, and then also grow your board. So you might be looking at decks that want to put a lot of creatures out, minions probably, and then lots of spell plays as well. It kind of, in one regard, there's a lot of good spells in Utera that if they're not reprinting any cards, you're going to miss Summoning Council, Lycian Rain that are great for this kind of thing where you get multiple minions. It's a spell play, and it would all synergize really well. But if there's no reprints, then it's going to be curious to see what new cards are in Utera to help make this a big threat. It is legendary, so the hope is that it will be a very good, strong card. Be curious to see how this goes. My favorite of the 4 spoilers is the next one. I like this one much better than this one, personally. Verdantis. So this one is a 6/4, 8/6, 12/8, and it is a beast spirit. So again, more synergies that were in Utera, beast and spirits. So that's a good combination there. Lots of utility with other potential decks. When one of your creatures comes into play adjacent to this, put an energy counter on this. Activate, remove all energy counters from this. If you remove 1 or more, it gets +2 attack. If you remove 2 or more, this gets +2 health. And if you remove 3 or more, this battles up to 1 enemy creature. It changes as you level up. The level 2 strikes up to 1 enemy creature, and the level 3 strikes up to 2 enemy creatures. So this is like a Vine Lash attached to it with giving it 2/2, 3/3, and 5/5 potentially. And you'll be able to give it the bonus stats before it strikes or battles something. So this can act, again, with lots of things being played adjacent to it. This can act like an Utera Charger. And if it lives, it can do it again if you get more counters on it and can activate it again. And the level 2s and 3s striking, so it's even way more powerful. So I really like that ability. The level 1 is just okay, but it can be really useful to get some early threats off the board. But the level 2s and 3, you can't, as an opponent, can't let that go off because that's 1/5 and 2/5 of your board they can take out, and it's not small. It'll be at, if it's going off, it's 17 at level 3 and 11 at level 2, and that's plenty to take out some big threats. So I definitely like these cards. It's been very interesting. There are a lot more spoilers to come. I don't know how many. I think we got one today as kind of a bonus. That was the common, but we'll see what other spoilers come up. I will definitely be saving the images, and I will do videos showing them all together like this and kind of just reading over them with you. This is all I have for today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the spoilers, and look forward to having more. Definitely looking forward to it. I cannot wait. We are maybe a month away from set 4 potentially being released and getting some new cards and new decks to play with. It's going to be exciting. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, or comment if you'd like. I appreciate your support. Have a good one, guys. See you around. This has been an episode of Rallying the Forge. Thank you, and we'll see you next time.